So I ordered some things from Romand X Inapsquare 3 months ago, maybe, like a while ago. I knew that it was gonna ship later, but it just arrived to me like yesterday. We are finally gonna be able to play with this collection. Let's get into it. Alright, so I didn't buy everything in this collection because some things were also like repackaged things that are in their regular line. I tried to pick as many things that were new to me or were like actually new in this collection. I'm not exactly sure what I like missed, but I'm just gonna show you everything that I've got over here. So first up, I bought 2 eyeshadow palettes. I bought the pink in black. This is in a white packaging, and this is one of the Better Than Ice eyeshadow palettes, and this one is in shade B02, and this one is a mostly matte palette with cool tone shades, but then there's also one sequin shade in this palette as well. I'm just gonna use that as a matte. I don't really see the point of a sequin shade. I know that there are some people that really love them, but tell me how you use them because I don't really understand. By the way, Inapsquare is an artist. Like, this is all very much inspired by the art of this artist. It's black and white. We have like cute little designs and drawings on it. I think the collection has a cute vibe. I like it. Even though I'm not really into black, as I have told you before, I do like this collection. So we have also the Black Spectrum quad. This one is also one of the Better Than Ice quads, and this one is in B03. This one I wasn't gonna buy at first, but then I saw some swatches, I saw some descriptions, and I thought that's interesting, and it is very interesting. It swatches very interestingly. We have 2 iridescent shades. One flips to a blue, one flips to a pink. Then we have kind of like a shimmery charcoal shade. I wouldn't say that this is like a true black. It's not that deep, it's not that pigmented. It doesn't really feel like a black to me, like they were going for that, but I feel like it's a little softer than that. And then we have a multicolored sparkle, also kind of like charcoal shade. This one has a lot of like blue and yellow sparkles, a very like impactful, it seems. Like, we're gonna see that on the eyes, but very interesting palettes in this collection. I haven't tried the Romand eyeshadow formula before, so I thought this was the perfect opportunity. Then I also got 2 blushes. First up, I got the one in Berry Dawn, and this is one of the Better Than Cheek blushes. This is a matte blush, and this is kind of like very light, very cool toned, very ashy shade. It looks like it would almost like be like a powder on my skin tone, but I have had some like epiphanies when it comes to like using different cheek colors for different purposes. I've watched some videos, I've had a facial analysis, and I feel like I can do different things with a color like this. I'll probably not use this on its own on my entire cheek. I feel like that's not blushy enough for me, but this definitely has some uses for me. And then we also have the Better Than Cheek in B03. So this is the black blush. This is a black looking blush. I feel like we've seen this before by other brands, other collections. This is a cream blush, and this is kind of like, almost seems like a pH reacting situation. Like, once you swatch it, the swatch turns pink. I couldn't really show it that well on like the swatch on my hand, but I could show it on my finger. Like, I feel like you also need quite a bit of this to make it actually turn pink. I think this is a very like fitting product for this collection, but I also feel like it's not super practical. Like, how many people are actually gonna use this? But we're gonna try it out. We're gonna see how this works on the cheeks. Then I also got 2 of the Blur Fudge Tint in a white and a black packaging. I've never tried this formula before. Once again, thought this was a perfect opportunity. I have here shade 17, and this shade is kind of like a peachy, quite a warm peachy shade, as we see a lot in K-Beauty. And then we also have the shade 18. I cannot read the actual like names, but this is more of a like pinky red, a little bit more of a cool tone shade. Then lastly, I got 2 of the Lasting Melting Balms from this collection. If you don't know, I did a lip swatching video of all the Lasting Melting Balms that they had before this collection. These are 2 new shades. I am not going to be updating that video for now, but maybe in a year or so. I don't know how many like new shades will come out in this range maybe in a little while. I will update that video. I am keeping all of those shades around. I will link the video if you want to see it. So first up I have a shade 17 in the black packaging, and this is once again a kind of like blackish looking, like it's, you see a hint of purple in there, but it's a blackish looking shade, but it swatches very sheerly, like it's not as black as it seems. Like in the packaging, it is more of a kind of like black and berry, but quite like lightly pigmented. It seems a little bit like black honey, like Clinique black honey, something like that. And then we also have shade 16. This is a like very cool gradient packaging. I really love what they did with this packaging. This is kind of like a peach, but it has a little bit of a pinky undertone. This one seems like a pretty warm shade, but it still has something also a little neutral to it. This one swatches really nicely. It is just quite a sheer hydrating balm. That's everything that I got from this collection. Let's zoom in and do a look. Alright, so I'm actually wearing the Essence Skin Tint today. I wanted to try it when my skin wasn't as dry, and I actually think this is looking really good. Next to that, I'm wearing some eye primer. I want to do kind of like the base for a look, for an eye look, with the pink and black palette first, and then I want to apply some shimmers with the other palette. So I'm going to start out with this matte over here, and I keep forgetting that I need to wash my brushes until I sit down to film. And I really need to wash my brushes. Okay. This is a nice cool tone, almost lilac-y mauve. I really like these types of colors. That's also why I bought this palette. Like, these are some of my favorite colors to wear. It's almost pinky, but also a little lilac-y. It is quite a powdery formula in the pan. There's a lot of kick up in the pan. It's flying around. Flying around everywhere, but it's blending well. I feel like the pigment so far is like fine for the type of shade that it is. Like, this type of shade is gonna be a little like softer and lighter because it's a softer and lighter shade. And then I guess I'm just gonna go in with the sequin shade. Let's just try it out. This is kind of like a gray taupe. Is this gonna do a lot? I don't know. A little bit. See a little bit of shimmer. Till now it seems a pretty like cute soft look. And then I'm gonna go in with the deepest matte, this cool tone brown. Okay, that is pretty nice. A good deepening up shade. Pretty pigmented. So easy to blend. That's all getting a little bit more smoky. These are pretty like buildable formulas overall. I'm liking it. I'm liking this. I think this is a good look. I'm grabbing the brush with the residue of the like pinky mauve. Like, I am not a huge fan of quads generally, unless it's shades that I use a lot. Then all of a sudden I'm a fan. Right, I'm really liking this. We are gonna go into the other quad, and I am gonna go into this very like multicolored sparkly shade. It feels pretty like gritty as well, like very textured. I see a lot of different shimmers. Like, that swatches really well, right? So let's apply this kind of like on the outer corner. Yeah, I feel like this is a palette that even if you don't like super deep makeup looks, is still gonna work for a lot of people because like the base is quite sheer. Ooh, that is really pretty. That is a really pretty shade. And it does stick to my eye quite well. I don't feel like I have a ton of fallout. No. Alright, for the inner part, I'm gonna first grab the kind of like bluish shade. I'm gonna grab that with a brush. By the way, the little guys that are in here, like the cat and this little smiley face with a mask, those don't disappear right away. Okay, I don't feel like this is giving me the impact that I want with a brush, so I'm gonna apply it with a finger. That is a little on the soft side for me, I think. I can build it up. I'm building it up. I feel like we're seeing it. We're seeing it. Something is happening once you start building. But at first it's quite subtle. Yeah, I like it now. Yes, it does have that glow. Kind of digging in and just blending it up a little bit as well. This is more of like a traditional shimmer formula, but it's with a shift. Like this doesn't have a lot of like shimmer or texture. And I'm gonna grab that pink iridescent and I'm gonna put that in my inner corner. I wanna see how impactful that gets in the inner corner. There's something still subtle about it. Like I see the glow, I see the iridescent, it is cute, but it's not like Oden's Eye. It's not bad quality, but it's a subtler version of some like indie iridescence. Like I'm digging in quite a bit. I kind of feel like these shimmers would actually work on the face as a highlighter. Like I know it's not very K-beauty, but it would work. I actually quite like how my look is coming out. I'm gonna clean this up a little with my concealer brush. There's no concealer on this, but it's just a residue that I use. Alright, the mascara is on. I did apply a little bit of these Kaleidos. It doesn't say the name, but it's kind of like a multi-chrome liner formula. I don't feel like you really see the multi-chrome. Like I applied it in the waterline. Okay, I am gonna apply some blush. I'm gonna start out with the black blush. And I kind of don't know how I want to do this. I don't prefer applying my cream blush with a finger because I don't like just that technique. I don't feel like it really works. So let's just try it first with a brush. I'm gonna grab a Cinch FO3. Let's just see how that goes. I'm gonna take just a little bit. It's very liquidy, this blush. It feels really liquidy. I'm just gonna stamp that on and see what happens. It turns pretty purpley on me. It's kind of beautiful though. Is it nice? I just took a little bit and I feel like it has become kind of subtle but kind of cute. It doesn't have like a super shiny finish. It seems more like skin-like. I'm gonna take a little bit more and apply that on the apples. Definitely has a purpley look to it. Similar, I think, to what the balm is gonna look like. I feel like it's looking pretty cute. I feel like I'm liking this more than I was expecting. I mainly bought this for the video, but there's something about this color that is quite cute. Okay, let's apply on the other side. When you pick it up, it's so liquidy. It's really like this super melty, liquidy blush. I do really like a purplish tone to a blush. So I think that's what I'm liking about this as well. It's looking really natural. Okay, what do you think? What do you think? I like it better than I thought, but it's definitely a little bit of a strange formula, a strange effect. And I have to use this more. Like there's still something a little blackened about it. Like something a little gray. It does seem to dry down. It doesn't seem like super sticky or anything. But it's also, I don't know. I feel like I do see a little bit of emphasis of like skin underneath. It's like there's no like blurriness to this product on its own. It's too sheer for that. It's not gonna perfect your skin. That is what I'm trying to say. Like I am wearing a skin tint underneath and because of that it's not really an issue. But I do like my blushes to be a bit more on the perfecting side because I do wear like bare skin, like just my moisturizer as a base for my makeup. Like I wear some skin tint sometimes for filming, but that's about it. Like I don't really wear foundation out of the house, like out and about, like if I go away for a day or to work. This is definitely a blush for me that I'm gonna be wearing with a skin tint. That's what I'm feeling. I do quite like the effect. Like this, how it's looking right now. Alright, I'm gonna use this blush, the one in BO2. And I'm gonna apply that over here. That's more pigmented than I thought for sure. That almost has a little bit of a bronzy effect. I'm just gonna apply this on my forehead as well. Like a rosy bronze. It has the rosy bronze vibes for sure. Applying a little bit over here as well. Once again, a pretty powdery formula. The Roman powders are pretty kick-uppy in the pan. I'm gonna put a little bit on my nose. On my chin. Blending that a little. It is quite a mattifying blush. I've tried this formula before, but it's just what I'm seeing right now, and maybe you haven't tried the formula before. Okay, so these are gonna be the cheeks. I think it's an interesting combination. I am liking it, but I definitely have to try that black blush a little more. But at least it's definitely not a bad product. It's just a different product. And when it's a different product, I just have to like come back with some updates. Like, this is not what I'm used to. Right, I'm gonna do my brows real quickly. I'm actually quite liking how this is looking. I really like the eyes. I really like the cheeks. It's a little like subtle in a way, but it's also like sometimes it's nice to do something subtle yet colorful. I do like that because it's not as in your face, but you still have color. All right, we're getting into the lip products. And I'm gonna apply first the Lasting Melting Balm, and this is in shade 16. And this is kind of like that warmer shade. I do really like this formula. That is why I have all shades and why I keep buying new shades. It's very comfortable. Alright, so this is quite a peachy, pinky color. This is for me really like this everyday soft look, yet a little bit of color on the lips and probably cheeks because I love blush kind of lip product. I think this is a really cute one. This is a beautiful shade. Like, it's glossy, it's glidey, it's not gloopy. I really like it. I feel like there are some people who like other formulas over this one, but for me, with my very dry lips, it is just really nicely hydrating. I just keep throwing these in my purse, like different shades. I always find them in my purse. All right, let's go to the blackened shade. So this was shade 17. And you can definitely tell kind of like a purpley undertone. That is really not too crazy. Not too gray. It definitely has kind of like this berry vibe to it. I like it. Is it too gray? Like, is it too deep? I feel like it looks a little deeper on camera. I feel like I would have to balance this out a little bit with a little bit more blush, but I like this on myself because it is a little purpley. It is quite a nice shade. I do like a little bit of a purple lip. I feel like this is a great color for winters. Like, great color because it does have a little bit of that blackberry vibe to it. And then the Blur Fudge Tint. I've never tried this formula. As I said, this is 17 Peach Down. I felt like these felt a little liquidy, like more liquidy than I was expecting when I was swatching these on my arms. So I'm gonna shake this a little bit. I don't know where these have been. Like it's still kind of summery here. So this is a very peachy shade. I used to think I didn't like these types of formulas, but then I tried the Lip Velvets by ABH and I really love those. It smells very sweet, kind of gourmand, not as fruity as the Lasting Melting Balm. This is kind of like a brighter peach. Still has quite a lot of pink in it as well. Feels very soft. It's in a way quite lightly pigmented. I still see a lot of like lip color through it, like my lip color, so I'm gonna build this up. I think I quite like it. It feels very soft, kind of silicone-y. It doesn't make my lips look like smaller or drier. I feel like it's looking pretty smoothing. I actually really like this. I feel like with a little bit of a lip liner, I could totally see myself wearing this. I love a comfortable matte lip. Of course, I have to test this out, like how this works throughout the day. Do I feel like it's staying hydrating, feeling throughout the day or not? Like sometimes matte lips go on really nicely, very comfortably, and then you realize in a few hours, after you've had some, like, I don't know, tea, that it isn't feeling that nice anymore. And then we have shade 17 from the Blur Fudge Tint left. And this was, wait, that is not true. I just did 17. Gotta keep using my brain. All right, we have 18 left. This is 18 Bad Berry, and this is the more cool tone shade. I'm very excited that this is the last shade. I am gonna apply this, and then we'll probably try this with a lip liner as well to see how that goes, how that looks. Oh, I love this color. This is a very nice color and a very nice formula. So far, I really like it. So it is very buildable. You can kind of decide what you want with it. Like, do you want it to be super blurry at the lip line or not? Personally, I like a defined lip line. But I don't mind when, like, the lip color has a little bit, like, blotted in the middle. Alright, so this is the color. It's a little brighter. Not super bright, but it's like, it's there. I really like the way this feels on my lips. I'm gonna be keeping this on for a little bit as well to see how this wears. Maybe I can already give you a little bit of an update in the pinned comment. Okay, I'm gonna apply a little bit of the Kiko Creamy Color lip liner. This is in 318. Okay, I think this would be easier if I applied the lip liner first, but I just wanted to show you the color without a lip liner. I actually really like how this combined and how this came out. I like the blurry vibes of this. Okay, there's one more thing I really want to do, and that is I want to apply the pink iridescent as a highlighter on my cheeks. I decided to do this last because if I ruin my cheeks, like, you will have had the vision of the total look before I actually did that. Let's take a little bit on my highlighter brush and apply. That is pretty cute. It's a subtle iridescent highlighter. Like, do you see that? That's really nice. Ooh, I like it. Okay, so that's something else that you can do with this because it's such a smooth, kind of satiny formula. It is not a, like, super metallic in your face iridescent highlighter. It is kind of like a subtle version of that. Like, maybe you don't like metallic highlighters. I feel like a lot of iridescent highlighters are a little bit more on the metallic side because they are more for, like, daredevils when it comes to the makeup style, but this is really cute. I like it. Alright, and this is gonna be the finished look. I feel like the cheeks are pretty subtle on me for a change. Like, usually I just go all out, like I go in with the blush, but I feel like this actually is looking quite nice. It's a little different, I have to get used to it a little bit. This collection was a little surprising, but not in a bad way. I actually really like so far these blushes. I have to play around with the black one a little bit more. The shade Berry Dawn is a really nice, really soft and natural kind of like pinky brown, and I really like it as a bronzer. I can totally see myself using it more, especially in like fall winter when I get a little bit like more fair. The Black Spectrum Quad, really like it so far. This shimmer is really beautiful, really nice and shimmery. I do like the iridescent shades. They are a little bit on the satiny side, but as you can see, like, it's a nice highlighter. You can build them up a little bit. I do like the eye look that I got. The Pink and Black Quad, it's a nice base. I feel like you can deepen it up. It's a cute one for sure. The Blur Fudge tint, I have to wear it a little longer, but so far I really like the way it looks on the lips. It's very flattering. I like the colors. I'm positive so far, but I have to wear it a little longer. Like matte lip products, I just have to see if they get dry. And then we have the lip balms. Really like both of the colors of the lip balms. I really like this formula. And that's gonna be it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye!